I think my phone's my primary emotional partner, to be honest with you. Right? Because if you scroll on your phone, you get everything you need, you know? You get laughs, you learn things, sometimes you cry, sometimes it's just moving, you know, you feel understood and seen. You know, all the things you should be getting from your human partner who's sitting across from you on their phone. You check in with them, like, you know, what are you laughing at? And they'll say, I'll text it to you.
What part of the globe you're on, what time zone you're in.
And I'm Sweet Pea from across the pond.
And how are you?
I'm doing better today. How are you doing?
Let's just say I've been better. But what can you do? What can you do? Somebody drank the rest of my I don't know, all of my cranberry juice. And I'm like, no, I needed that cranberry juice. Why? Why? And then and then speaking of cranberry juice, oh, that reminds me, Charlie Kirk got shot in the neck.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to play a violin?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess this is what everyone's saying. We need to feel sorry. We need to feel, you know, basically we're being chastised. We're being chastised for not being sorry enough. So, I mean, I didn't realize we should feel sorry for Nazis. So in commemoration,
do they feel
in memory of Charlie Kirk, I've named this Death of a Nazi Salesman. So what more can be said? What more can be said?
Do they feel sorry for the school children that he so adamantly put out there, doesn't care if they get shot because it is worth his Second Amendment rights? Are they okay with the many like other disgusting things that he has endorsed? I mean, I'm not going to shed a tear for a Nazi. I'm sorry, I'm really not. Yeah, I feel for his children, but at the same time, his children will do a lot better off without a scumbag like that bringing them up at the same time, you know? Sorry. Just keeping it 100.
Yeah. We just have to. I don't know. I really don't know. It's like I just don't think we've.
I have empathy for people who deserve empathy. I have grace for people who deserve grace. Charlie Kirk falls under none of those.
Right.
Same with, what's the other one? Rush Limbaugh. And all the rest of the Nazis before them. I don't give two flying fucks.
Yeah. I mean, who could blame you? You know, it's like, oh my god. It's like we get it,
Hmm.
you know. Yeah, it's just crazy, you know what they're expecting. It's like, I'm sorry, but you just can't expect us to,
Hmm. They can't expect, yeah, they can't expect us to feel or sympathize with a Nazi. Yeah,
yeah, no, I can't either.
that'd be
So,
like saying, "Can I have sympathy for Hitler?" No fucking chance. No fucking way. None. I'd rather drink bleach. But the amount of leftists that I seen crying over him yesterday was, I couldn't believe it. It's
yeah, it's like, why?
well, yeah, it's like, where's all this empathy when black women are losing their jobs? Where's all the empathy when black men are getting
Mhm.
shot in the street by police for no reason? Where is there empathy when you've got white disgusting people firing and chasing black people out of towns and cities, lynching people up? Where is their sympathy then? Where is their sympathy when kids are getting shot in schools?
Right. And
I'm
we're going to get to a lot of trashy things that Mr. Kirk has said over the years, and it's going to be it's going to be quite revealing. It was revealing to me. I mean, there was a lot of stuff I had forgotten that he said, and there was a lot of stuff that, I just, I'm like, no. There was just so much stuff that it was just like, I'd forgotten that I had forgotten that he existed, and I'm okay with, you know, forgetting that he existed. I'm okay with that. But but without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some of the aspects of this shooting. I mean, it's it's quite horrific. Give me a second. Let's let this thing post. Okay, it doesn't want to play. That's okay. So apparently, a lot a lot of conspiracy theories have been going on. A lot of conspiracy theories. First, there was an old man that they showed getting arrested immediately, and they're like, ah. Then we found out, oh no, it's not him at all. And then they said it was someone else. Then they said they found the gun in the shell casings, and they were anti Maga screeds written on the shell casings. And then as soon as they released that story, then they retracted it. Now all of MAGA land is convinced that it was a Democrat liberal trans person who shot their god, Charlie Kirk. When, couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, we they've got they've got pictures of the alleged shooter now. They found
yeah, I
his
seen some
gun,
of
they
them.
found the position, they found the sniper position he was in. So,
Mm.
yeah, it's been quite a revelation.
I wonder if he was laying there long. And usually, like, I don't know if you know this, but I have heard and read about, with snipers that are abroad, they like pick a position to be in and they literally lay in that position until they get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
So that means going to the toilet right there and then where they are without moving.
Oh yeah, if you're in the brush or hiding in the weeds, yeah, you stay there for
Yeah.
days, just
Yeah.
urinating and defecating and stuff. Now, I don't think we have to go to that extreme because I don't believe that
Mm,
that's what happened.
okay.
But we're
But
going
no,
to look at a few
I was
videos. We're going to look at a few.
I promise you I have a point.
Okay, go ahead.
So, depending how long this assailant was laying there, if he had urinated, they'll be able to test for his DNA, I think. And that was the point I was getting to. Yeah.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Madison Cawthorn, Mr. Wheels, got arrested for driving on a suspended license, and he was in Florida at the time. Madison keeps a very busy schedule, and due to a scheduling misunderstanding, did not appear in court this morning. So he failed to appear in court. He had to appear in court for the citation. Oh, I tell you, these people think they're above the law. It's like nothing happens to these people. Just like Charlie Kirk. He believed he could say anything, do anything, and it would not matter. It would not matter because no one's going to hold him responsible.
Actions always have consequences.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here's a USA Today article about a liberal honoring Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. Fuck you. Go to hell. Charlie Kirk's assassin's rifle recovered, according to the FBI. Ooh. So we have all of the incompetent people running our government institutions and the Justice Department. So Kash Patel, authorities have recovered what is believed to be the rifle used Wednesday to shoot and kill conservative activist Charlie Kirk in Utah Valley University, according to FBI. This morning, I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon, what was used yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. Ooh. JFK, anyone?
Yeah.
That rifle was recovered in a wooded area where the shooter had fled. So we saw the video where he jumps off of the roof, runs across the street into a wooded area, and that's where he ditched the rifle. What's amazing to me is Utah is a very, very, very open and carry state. So
yeah,
he could literally be walking around with a rifle. I don't think anybody would have said anything.
Yeah.
Investigators have been they've collected footwear impressions, a palm print, forearm imprints for analysis. Officials added that they have a good footage of the suspect, but have no plans to publish it at this time. They believe the suspect to be of college age. As of Thursday morning, a search is still underway for the shooter. That's great.
And
we are confident in our abilities to track the individual. If we're unsuccessful in identifying them immediately, we will reach out for the public's help and the media's help in pushing those photos. I wonder if if he actually said it twice or that's a misprint. The FBI
probably misprint.
Yeah, they also said the route the shooter took from arriving to the campus at 11:52 local time to fleeing into the nearby woods has been tracked. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. So somebody has a Ring camera, most likely. Mason said investigators have been contacting people in the neighborhood to identify any leads. Law enforcement initially detained 2 people who were persons of interest, but they ended up being cleared and released. We interviewed those individuals, and after releasing them and after clearing them of being suspects, they They face scrutiny. They face threats. We ask the public to be patient with the investigative process. Yeah, well, it looks like you've got police that are bumblefucking the entire investigation, but go on. Blah blah blah.
Well,
This is a
what do you
this was a
expect?
developing story as of 9:51 a.m. yesterday. Or no, today.
You've got a corrupt,
Yesterday.
yeah. You've got a corrupt government and you've got a corrupt police force. So
Well, the police
incompetence
force
is only to be expected.
Yeah, well, I mean that's everywhere though. It doesn't matter who's running the government. Our police have yet to be reformed. And this is what happens when you hire fascists with fascist tendencies. They're not the smartest thinkers. Oh yeah, here's a Fox 13 video of the suspect. Yeah, this is the same footage I saw of him running across the building that he had just... Why? There's got to be an ad every single time. So we'll just keep it moving. I don't care. Yeah.
Do you know?
Bringing Charlie Kirk home from Air Force Two. They used Air Force Two, the vice president's private jet, to bring Charlie Kirk, a provocateur, a fascist, Nazi, and he's given honors as if he died overseas in battle.
That is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it is disgusting. Full honors. And there's this twerp. I was going to show pictures of him, but you know what? If people want to see him so bad, they can go look for it themselves. He's not getting publicity here. But yeah, the shirt he's wearing, it's like, wow, that does not look like a liberal transgender. They're saying that this was a very tough shot to make. This was a professional shot. Now, I don't know what transgender liberal is out there doing target practice with sniper rifles, but they're very few and far in between. Yeah. And now I'm telling you, all over Twitter, all over X, all over TikTok, they're saying, oh, these Democrats, I'm sick and tired. We need to get the military and let's wipe them all out. That's like these small brain pea heads, they just need an excuse to start a war, don't they?
Yep.
But yeah, this is where we're at. What we know about Charlie Kirk's shooter. The suspect being sought on Wednesday for the shooting of conservative blah, 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 don't care, is believed to be college-aged individual with an apparent proficiency in handling a high-powered rifle and likely knew the layout of the university where the homicide occurred, according to authorities and a former FBI agent. During a news conference Thursday evening, state and local officials released a new video of a person of interest jumping from the roof of a building on the campus. There he is, running to the street. He was wearing distinct clothing that could help identify the suspect, including Converse sneakers. He said the person seen in the video jumping on the left shoe impressions and a palm print. We're investigating everything. So it doesn't look like he was wearing gloves. So there should be quite a few prints on the gun.
Yeah. Unless he put like wax on his fingers.
Unless he what?
Unless he put wax on his fingertips and on his palms. Yeah, that like supposed to stop the transference of your fingerprints from what I read.
Yeah.
Or unless he went to the extreme. I have read that some criminals have
burned off his fingerprints.
Yeah.
You could do that, but you're going to leave DNA. It's like, it doesn't matter.
I know.
I mean, you'd have
Yeah.
to
Ugh.
burn your entire hand because if you leave any kind of print, it, I mean, forensic
Yeah.
science is it's quite a bit. It's very sophisticated compared to what it used to be when
It
everyone
is
was
very
all hot
sophisticated.
to trot for CSI.
Yeah.
Oh
What
man.
what I do know is it doesn't matter what you try and do to cover what you've done, there is always some type of transference
Yeah.
that is left behind. Always some type of
Mm-hmm.
transference that is left behind, no matter how cautious you try to be.
Yep, they're gonna find you.
So
Good luck with that.
I have some statistics for you. Oh my god, I said it right this time. Statistics for you, okay. So, out of the number of shootings in the United States, it is committed by 84% white people.
Say that number again. What percentage?
84% white people.
Okay. Continue.
Um, and I think the it does not list trans people whatsoever on the list of shootings because it is so micro. I
Mhm.
think there's 2 or 3. It's not
Yeah,
even
that's pretty
registering on
telling,
the
isn't it?
list.
Yeah.
It
So,
is.
ironically,
Um,
those same statistics were the last things presented to Charlie Kirk before the shots rang out. I mean, basically, the person debating him was arguing, saying, "How many trans shooters have there been?" Too many. And he thought he was so hot to trot with that quip. And then they said, "Okay, well, how many shooters have there been? Uh, that have been straight, cis, white, heterosexual?" And it was a lot. And then Charlie Kirk says, "Well, what about all the gang violence?" Blah! And that was it. That was the last thing. His last words out of his mouth was a misdirection, change of topic, whataboutism, racist dog whistle. That's, I mean, par for the course. Because, of course, why not? Let's continue on. Oh, here's video. This is from the BBC. I don't seem to. There isn't a lot of new information here. A lot of people are describing the horror of. And then the Guardian has like maps and Utah, and then there's another state. It's like the white supremacist capital of the world. So, wow. Okay, so the site of Charlie Kirk was here. The shooter was here. That's like 3-4 blocks. Holy shit. Now that's quite a distance. So he's like on the 3rd story looking down. And then after that, he runs over to the far side. Oh man. Well, that's a long shot. But, well, hey, this is what Charlie Kirk wanted. He wanted unrestricted access to firearms, and I think he got it. BBC News, What We Know, Rifle Found, conservative influencer Charlie Kirk, God's Perfect Law. Oh yeah, I'm jumping ahead, but yeah, it's sick what he said. Just some of the things that he said, first of all, I will not feel sorry for somebody who thinks it's okay for someone like me to be executed publicly just for being who and what I am. He wants me to be executed publicly, and he would want you to be the same.
Yeah. Simply because of our political beliefs.
And it's okay. Yeah. Oh, he could say and do whatever he wants. I mean, it doesn't matter. But then you push back on it, and all of a sudden we're considered the intolerant left. Yeah. So
they're allowed to be
this goofy floppy fuck says Charlie Kirk is a father and a husband. He's a human. I don't care if you politically disagree with him. Nothing justifies this sick act. Where were you, Kira, when George Floyd was executed by a homicidal maniac cop? You know, he was a father too. You know who else was a father? Saddam Hussein was a father. Osama bin Laden was a father. Hitler, Mussolini, I think. Who else? There's a lot of fathers out there. So what? Why does him being a father? And I notice the selective outrage. He called for people's execution. He instigated stochastic terrorism. He mocked people who were brutally either murdered or brutalized by the fascist police. He mocked victims of homicide.
He said children dying in school shootings was worth his
okay.
Second Amendment rights.
He's okay with a few victims as long as the Second Amendment is ultimately protected. He's okay with children, his own children's age. He's okay with them being killed. He's okay with them being killed.
He was okay with it. Yeah, he was. As long as he got to keep his little gun to massage his little ego. Sorry.
And then
I'm being facetious.
In one of his debates, he was asked, this was about the abortion issue, and he was asked point blank, what would happen if your 10-year-old daughter was raped? What would you do? Would you force them to carry? And he said, yeah, basically, yes.
That's disgusting. Nobody.
That guy shouldn't even be allowed near his children. People like that shouldn't even be allowed. Number one, they shouldn't be allowed to have children. Number two, if they do, they need their kids taken from them. I don't give a goddamn how you feel about it.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
this guy is a monster.
Yes. No person that has gone through something as traumatic as being raped should be forced to give birth if they don't want that. They should be allowed the choice to make for themselves what is best for them, their mental health, their mental well-being. And if they choose to get an abortion, that should be supported, and they should be able to get that done if that is what they wish to do. He is absolutely reprehensibly disgusting. Yeah. That is as bad as that hospital keeping that woman alive who was brain dead and she was rotting in the bed while she was pregnant, and it is absolutely disgusting.
Absolutely gross. Yeah, and that's why they ended the pregnancy. I mean, the embryo or fetus was literally a month old. I mean, it was so preemie that, I mean, I I haven't even heard the latest on that story.
No,
Yeah,
me
so-
neither.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, did they remove the fetus from
They did.
her? Did the fetus survive?
It survived the operation. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's still alive because it would have been big news. I believe it would have been big news had anything happened after that.
Might
But-
do some research on that later and
Oh, sure,
see what happens.
Here's our next one. Jezebel decided to get a little cheeky and said, "We paid some Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. If the far-right misogynist with a bad haircut wants to villainize independent women, Jezebel is more than happy to be the hag of his nightmares." We paid Etsy witches to curse Charlie Kirk. This was 2 days before the shooting.
What?
I know. Timing. I'm like, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but ooh. My goodness.
Yeah.
You wasted a Horcrux on the wrong person.
I know.
Oh, anyway.
I mean, just so happens like
I mean,
if
we
they're
don't believe
watching
in
this,
that, but
I mean,
yeah. We're
yeah,
having fun here,
just-
folks.
we are, but damn it, can you pick Trump?
Charlie Kirk is dead. And Charlie Kirk says, guns save lives.
Oh, do they now, Charlie? Do they? Do you kind of have a pain in your neck over that?
Yeah.
Sorry, too soon?
Misinformation can
too
be
soon?
a pain in the neck, you know? It's like, oh, God. Didn't help you that
Mhm.
time, Charlie. You know what's funny is even if he had been completely surrounded with bodyguards, the outcome would have been the same.
It would have done because of the
Trajectory. Yep.
trajectory. Yes, of it. Even with that, still would have. So I do reckon that the shooter probably went to some type of gun club
Well,
to
I mean,
practice.
this was a very professional shot. Well, I wanted to get
Yes.
some independent creators' perspective on the shooting. I didn't want to just post a bunch of, pundits, news. But first,
Yeah.
let's do a little MSNBCing and get this out of the
Okay.
way, and we'll get the official story. Blah 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 blah, and we'll move on.
Director under President Biden,
Sounds
Steve
good.
Delbeck joins us now. Welcome. What do you see as important in the manhunt, the photos out, the incredible interest and national security imperative of finding this individual?
So I think as time goes on, there's two things that are happening. First, as time goes on, there's more time for the suspect to get further away from the scene, to hide better, to do all those things, right? But as time goes on, the other thing that's happening is law enforcement is developing more and more information about that person that's going to help us to find him. And let me tell you something, this individual is going to be caught at some point. That is going to happen. And you can see the beginnings of the fruits of that paying off, right? You can see the fact that there's now a picture that they're able to circulate to enlist the public. That's what traditional law enforcement tools. They're offering a reward. They're organized. Right now, they're in a joint operations center. You heard Jim Kavanaugh talk about this, right? They're meeting, they're delegating. Utah State Police, FBI, ATF. Now the marshals are involved. And then you have the follow the gun technology that you just heard about before, right? This ballistic technology that enables that huge piece of evidence to be used for the investigation, to do a trace, an urgent trace, which I'm sure is already underway or done. And also, if there's an expended cartridge casing, to use the National Integrated Ballistic Information Network and millions of ballistic fingerprints to try and link that to other potential crimes. So the DNA, all the list of things are also being developed at the same time. And, at this time, there can be this tremendous it's understandable desire from the public to know what happened and catch this person immediately. And unfortunately, that's not the way the world works. We have to be patient in terms of letting the law enforcement professionals do their job. And I am telling you, they're going to catch this perpetrator.
We have this timeline that's been prepared. As you say, a lot of information coming together over the course of the last day and a half. 11:50 a.m., they believe they have the arrival. Going to the roof access, which they got. 12:10, that shot. We knew that yesterday. And then the additional information that was not immediately apparent, crossing the roof, jumping the building, and then fleeing into the neighborhood where, again, without speculating, based on past examples, you would say an individual who planned this maybe fleeing with what as their next step?
Well, I think you have to learn more about the person to understand that, right? I mean, what they're doing is they're developing the contacts that this individual has, where he's from, where he might be going, looking at his patterns of life, all of those things. At the same time as they're conducting this manhunt physical search, they're doing these things to build the intelligence on this individual in the hopes that will give them more information about where to best search. Because I don't think I can say, certainly, there's an old saying in Washington, those who know don't talk, those who don't know talk, right? I'm talking. I don't know what information they have. None of us knows. It's in that Joint Operations Center inside the investigation that they know. And I will tell you, having been a director of ATF when a lot of these went on. I remember Lewiston, Maine, for instance. There was a significant period where there was a manhunt for that shooter. The public often has to be in the dark at some level because you don't want to somehow tip off the fugitive as to where you're going to be looking, or that you know where he might go, right? And those things can happen unless the trained professionals, as Jim Kavanaugh said, are the ones making the decisions about what goes out and what doesn't, because it is so easy with all the pressure and interest to make a mistake and to say something that does confuse people, or worse yet, that gives the suspect an advantage for some period of time.
How do you think the FBI leadership is handling it thus far, and could they learn from precedent and best practices?
It's not for me to in the middle of the game, armchair quarterback while they're trying to protect the public. I just say, for me, as ATF director, when I went through these, I viewed my role during this critical period of time is understanding on a very routine basis, getting briefed about everything that was going on, number one. And number two, making sure I was there to give the right resources on a real-time basis to the people who were at ATF and FBI and at the local partners conducting the investigation. And then there comes a time for after action. And then there comes a time for understanding what could have been done better. But now is not that time. And one thing, since I haven't talked about this publicly, just how horrible for the people who were there, for the families, for everybody who knew the victim of this crime. But also, I want to say,
look, they're even hiring freelance tax experts.
That since this crime occurred, this horrible incident, 120 Americans have lost their lives to firearms violence. If this is an average day, 120 other people. And so we are going to catch this individual, Ari, but we have to find out how to solve this violence problem and this political violence problem, which seems to be getting worse and worse. That is not going to go away when we catch this individual. And those are the real problems that people in leadership positions in the government and law enforcement need to get serious about solving.
Yeah, and you speak from the experience of having actually done the work at ATF, which deals with firearms and trying to bring to bear the full resources, as you mentioned, of the federal government, while there are open questions over whether the actual legal architecture at the state and federal level allows our government to protect us and do that, or whether the gun violence problem carries on. As you say, that level of gun violence daily. We've had several other shooting incidences just in this day and a half. Some of them understandably crowded out by this terrible murder, assassination, according to the governor. Go ahead.
Right, you look at Minneapolis, you look at these horrible incidents that we see. And I guess the one thing that as a policy matter, I hope we can all agree on is that the agencies, ATF, FBI, marshals, state and local law enforcement that are out there doing this need to be funded. This kind of, when people see this kind of effort that's going on right now, that doesn't come for free. And, efforts to somehow diminish or cut or change budgets of these agencies that are out there protecting us and investigating these cases are crucial. And it should be a nonpartisan issue. You look at the things that Jim Kavanaugh told you that ATF and FBI are doing right now. Those agencies need to be given the support that they need to do this for each and every time, whether the person is prominent or not, that federal jurisdiction is implicated in one of these horrible crimes.
Yeah, buddy. Have no fear. Your fearless government is here, and they are on the case, protecting us all. Do you feel assured? Do you feel, oh God, I'm just so glad that, we're in the safe, loving arms of God? Yeah. My face, exactly.
No, I don't feel safe whatsoever. And instead of going to sort out the gun laws, legislations like they should be, what does Trump do instead? He decides that he's going to blame Democrats for what's going on. Like, has he got nothing better to do than spread facetious sort of lies? Can't he pull his finger out of his ass and sort out the gun problem? That is the actual freaking problem. And has he not realized, most of the shootings that have been done are by white cis Republican men?
Yeah. Danica Patrick, the racist NASCAR driver, she has a few things to say to the U.S., warnings to the U.S. I'm not even going to read them. She can go to fucking hell. I'm serious. I am so sick and tired.
No, that's
she had
fine.
nothing to say. We're hearing from her now. She had nothing to say when black people are getting butchered by our psychopath police. Oh, but then
That's because
their favorite Nazi influencer is killed. Oh, now she comes out of the woodwork. Fuck them.
she's performative.
Let us get to the meat. Let's get to the people I want to hear from. Because we've heard the news. Great. Thanks a lot. Let's listen in.
The fact it took a Yahtzee getting for these left-leaning, pale male creators to realize that this is not a game. One of their fellow debate bros, and we already know debates don't work. All it does is to help platform this terrible ideology. Because it's one thing to talk about the atrocities that happen to minorities, especially when you're not part of those groups and you're just using them as a debate point, as opposed to understanding that now you too could very well be a target. You're not as safe as you thought you were. But they saw more humanity in him and they saw more of themselves in that particular individual. And now are demanding the people that he would want to exterminate and wanted to exterminate have empathy. We're surviving the left center. The fact it took a Yahtzee getting...
So let's talk about this. So we have this group of liberal content creators, okay? They followed Charlie Kirk around all the time. They were using Charlie Kirk as a way of getting clout, as a way of attracting attention to themselves, basically hanging on to the coattails of Charlie Kirk in order to get notoriety, in order to get donations, in order to get, they wanted to see themselves debating and just slaying Maga, rhetorically, and it's just so sad. And one of them was actually live streaming from the campus, live streaming from the campus. And he was pretty shook up, he was, but I just, the tears that I see for Charlie Kirk from these debate bros is I very irritating. I unfollowed 3 of them, and I'll unfollow a few more as soon as their heads pop up. But we need to stop this charade. Democracy is not a game. It's not a spectator sport. It's not something to be trifled with. And we need to stop platforming Nazis and giving them legitimacy. Oh, well, how about the marketplace of ideas? We've already had this debate. The marketplace of ideas, we have already had this debate. It's done. It's over with. Fascism, it has been debated. Fascism lost. And the only way it seems to be winning is if we give it legitimacy. When we decide to platform it, when we decide to lend credence to it, and we really need to stop it. We need to stop the silliness. Again, it's not a game. It's not, we shouldn't be goofing off and, and that's what I see from these debate influencers. This is what I see. It's just, we need to stop. We really need to stop. But anyway, let's keep going. We've got another video.
Who told you that? In honor of Charlie Kirk's neck, I'm going to go ahead and read you some quotes on this type of violence from Republican leadership. We're not going to fix it. I don't see any real role for Congress other than to mess things up. Tim Burchett, Tennessee, March 2023. It could have been worse. Governor Greg Abbott, May 2022. You cannot legislate away evil. Lauren Boebert, May 2022. One door in and out of the school as a solution. Harden the schools with armed security. Ted Cruz, September 2022. Fewer doors could mean fewer school. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick, May 2018. Prayer works. Speaker Paul Ryan, November 2017. At the end of the day, the problem is human heart. It's not. That's Mike Johnson, October 2023. These restrictions would not have prevented this event. Marco Rubio, February 2018. It's a fact of life. We have to harden security. J.D. Vance, September 2024. You need these for entertainment, security, sports. The person who's in charge of your country said that. October 2024. Thoughts, prayers, and deflection. Tim Burchett, Tennessee, again, March 2023.
Okay, so you heard it there, folks. You heard it out of their own mouths. They're okay with shootings. They're okay with shootings. I mean, so maybe we shouldn't worry so much. Okay? This thing that happened with Charlie Kirk, it was sad, but hey, at least we still have the Second Amendment. Am I right? Next video. Here we go.
I'd rather go.
You know, I woke up this morning scrolling social media and I see a slew of content creators with their wah red tears talking about, you guys don't care that farms are failing. You're not an American. It doesn't matter how we voted. I'm sorry, pause, because what? Run that back. What? It doesn't matter how you voted. That is the one takeaway that we are trying to get you guys to wrap your head around. That it matters how you voted. It is a straight line from point A to point B, and y'all still can't connect the fucking dots. And then you want to play on our patriotism. You want to call us un-American. Because now that you're having the day you voted for, you're expecting the programs that we fight and vote for to come and bail you out. Baby, that's socialism. That's the opposite of what you categorize as being American. Pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps. I literally can't with you. The most American thing you can do is fight and vote for freedom. And you gave your vote to a fascist dictator. You voted against your constitutional rights. But what rights have you lost? Due process. We lost that right. They're coming after habeas corpus, birthright citizenship, women's bodily autonomy, and ability to vote. A third term for presidents, that's unconstitutional. Freedom of press, freedom of speech, freedom of peaceful assembly. They are firing on and arresting peaceful protesters and then creating a false narrative in the news to propagate you. How do we know that? Because Fox News admitted under oath in a court of law, which is a matter of public record that you can fucking verify, that they create false narratives for entertainment. They make fake news for views and you eat it up. You eat that shit up. I swear to God, you got tornadoes ripping your houses apart, floods drowning your children, outbreaks of E. coli, economic collapse, farms failing all over the United States, jobs just disappearing, and an economy that's belly up. And it doesn't matter how I voted. You voted for a 34-time convicted felon, a man who owes $500 million in back taxes, bankrupted 6 casinos, filed 6 bankruptcies outside of that, and is a PDF frequenter of Epstein Island who draws birthday cards in the silhouette of a 13-year-old girl's body. And you want to tell me it shouldn't matter that you voted for him? No, it matters. If it didn't matter, we wouldn't constantly ask you when tragedy befalls you, but who did you vote for? We ask you that because you're here based on the fact you voted for this. It fucking matters!
Crab claws. In agreement. Yeah, and you know what's the irony of all this? They may lose their Second Amendment rights. Yeah, Donald Trump may just take away their guns as well. Because he's afraid of a civil war. He just might be afraid of a civil war starting. We'll see. It's just The irony is off the charts. All of the freedoms that they thought they were going to lose, they're literally losing them under Trump. And just because it hasn't affected them yet, it's not happening. Anyway, that was a little bit of an out of context video, but it's still linked tangentially. Let's continue.
Now, I'm going to make sure I tag all of my mutuals in this video that I'm addressing directly, specifically Dean, Good Trouble, Jolly Good Ginger. I love you guys down. Y'all know how I feel about y'all. But I'm not going to lie. Some of y'all takes about the Charlie Kirk assassination has made me feel away a little bit, and not in a good way. Charlie Kirk was a neo-Snazi. He was a Snazi. There is no feeling bad for a Snazi. I don't care what the context is. I don't care who their family is. We are in a political climate where people are getting snatched up, lives are lost based off the color of their skin, their sexuality, for existing. Charlie Kirk made a living debating human beings' existence. He supported ideology that literally gets people like me killed. There's no feeling bad for him. And no, I do not feel bad for their children, because God knows what he would have raised those children to be like. I don't feel bad for his wife, because she chose to lay with a man she knew was a racist. You guys are better than this, man. In these political times, this is wartime. Good Trouble, somebody literally went in your life and threatened to assassinate you. They did the same thing to me in my life. What we out here feeling bad for? Dean, I can understand. His boy Parker was literally there when Charlie Kirk passed. So I understand that. But the crying and the sobbing, I didn't see no crying or sobbing for the kids in Gaza. I didn't see no crying or sobbing for the black women in Sudan that's unaliving themselves at record numbers. I didn't see no crying and sobbing for a lot of people that passed in this country. Unarmed black people, Tamir Rice, George Floyd, nothing. Charlie Kirk had a family. Okay, you know who else had a family? Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. They had families, and they were assassinated for doing the right thing, for sticking up for their people, for doing it the right way. Charlie Kirk was a demon. He said that school pew-pewings, mass pew-pewings needed to continue to happen so people can keep their Second Amendment rights. He doesn't deserve any grace. Charlie Kirk said if his daughter was to be sexually assaulted and she got pregnant, he would force her to keep that child. That child he's referencing is 3 years old right now. I love you guys. Love you guys down. Jolly, I seen the same thing you said in your video. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with that. Why are we saying this? For Charlie Kirk. It's Charlie fucking Kirk. Man.
Good fucking question. Why do we feel for this man? This man was a cancer, a tumor, the barnacle on the ass of American society. You know? Fuck him. Why are we feeling any sort of way about him other than utter contempt? Unbelievable. Next.
I just want to say the fact that my ukulele is firmly in its resting place speaks volumes. Because I'm not going to do like a little song and dance because somebody died. But I'm also not going to pretend like they weren't a fucking terrible person. And I just think the holier than thou, like, you're no better than him. I am better than him. Because I'm not a fucking bigot. Like, when Nancy Pelosi's husband was attacked and almost murdered, Charlie Kirk was like, let's raise money for the guy. Let's get him out. Why hasn't he been bailed out? He was like, oh, Palestinians don't exist. Gaza should be flattened. Israel is not starving Gaza. He was a terrible person. He was a terrible person. Do I feel bad for his kids? Yeah, I do. I wish he felt bad for kids that were victims of gun violence. I wish he felt bad for the parents of children who were killed by gun violence. According to him, it was inevitable. He actively fought the policies that potentially would have kept his ass alive. And he went on and on and on about how there would be a good guy with a gun and how we need more guns to protect ourselves. A gun didn't protect him.
The question I keep asking, when did the bad guy who shot Charlie Kirk, did he become the bad guy with a gun? At what point? Remember, he started off as a good guy with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
He started out as a good guy with a gun because you're not considered a bad guy until you actually commit the crime. Right?
Protect ourselves. A gun didn't protect him. He also said empathy was bad, that it was evil. So now I'm supposed to have empathy for somebody who said empathy was bad? I'm not happy about it. I'm not going to celebrate. I'm indifferent. People die every single day. Well, when I die, I will be dead. I mean, it'll be sad. I won't fucking be here. I won't hear what y'all have to say about me. like what? What? This is a man who said that MLK was evil and didn't deserve a holiday. So he was allowed to speak ill of the dead, but we're not allowed to speak.
That is amazing. Do you know what his acolytes are doing right now? They are posting they're memes of Charlie Kirk next to Malcolm X, MLK, JFK, and Robert FK, whatever his middle name is, Bobby Kennedy. And the caption reads, "They weren't assassinated for lying."
They have put a Nazi with
a civil rights leaders.
Yeah.
Utter contempt. And
it is.
And there's been so much shit that he has said over the years, you can't even keep track of it. I'm going to remember this. And the next time I see that stupid fucking meme, I'm going to throw that right back in their faces. Why are you posing Charlie Kirk with those people? Charlie Kirk said those two were evil. Why are you putting him in the same bracket? Huh?
That's like trying to mix oil and water. And Charlie Kirk is very much oil, and he needs to be treated like the Nazi he was. He has no business being put in with civil rights leaders that helped to try and make the country a better place. He has no business being in with them whatsoever. All Charlie Kirk has done is fuel hatred and racism.
Yep. Let's finish the last 7 seconds. Yep.
Ill of him. And it's not even ill. I just quoted the motherfucker a bunch. Please.
Yep. Yeah. All you have to do is quote Charlie Kirk just to show you how evil and despicable this man was. I mean, no shame in their game. Let's see I'm loving this. There's I got 6 more of this.
Okay, let me make sure I got this straight. Let me make sure that the messaging was crystal fucking clear to me. Y'all are so against Nazis. Y'all acknowledge that we don't need to have them around anymore, and we're all in agreement that Nazis are bad, or at least we were a couple fucking years ago. But it's all I hate Nazis. Until a Nazi catches what was fucking coming to him inevitably, and now you're crying. Y'all's fucking morals don't go anywhere past optics. All you care about is looking like a good person. Oh, but I have the moral high ground because I don't wish death on anyone. I am not above wishing death on anyone, and I hope it comes swiftly for every single fucking Nazi. And yeah, call him what he is, a fucking Nazi. The same bitches who come on here like, yes, it's okay to punch Nazis. The same ones are now crying over one. Nut the fuck up, you fucking pussy fart. You know another thing? Every single time I see one of you stupid fuckers post, guys, We can't celebrate this. We have to condemn it every single time. Not a single one of you bitches have posted about the school shooting that happened at the same time. I don't see you crying about them. So, obviously, you have some ulterior motives.
I mean, yeah. How many times?
She's not wrong.
How many times have we heard, oh, well, you know, it's okay to punch Nazis. They even put the song in their TikToks. And now all of a sudden, a Nazi died. Oh no, violence is never the answer. It's like, do you even remember history? Like any history whatsoever? We had 2 world wars to stop the bully, to stop the fascist takeover. I mean, these people make me, and I'm sorry, I'm starting to block them now. I'm starting to block them. There's a few I'm making exceptions for, but very few. I'm not going to argue with them. I'm not going to fuss with them. Just be done. Well, if you're posting that this is okay, then go ahead and unfriend me now. You're blocked. I'll do you one better. Blocked. Go to hell. Go straight to hell. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100 and do not go to jail. You go straight to hell. I don't care. Fuck you. With both barrels. It's all optics at this point. Here we go.
I didn't realize just how many of you like really want it to be perceived as like good people. But I don't care about being perceived as like a good person, right? Like at this point, I would rather be seen as just. And I think justice was served, honestly. Like this is somebody who was evil. Like undoubtedly so. And you're telling me that you feel bad? You're telling me that you feel morally superior? You're telling me that you feel better because you feel sympathy over somebody who said, I think empathy is like ruining lives. Somebody who literally was like, oh, I think we're feeling too much empathy and it's doing a lot of damage. Somebody who literally said that like these babies that's getting pew-pewed all up when they in school, it's just gotta happen. That's a sacrifice that just has to be made. You feel bad for him? You feel bad for somebody who was literally racist? Feel bad for somebody who was literally sexist? Like you feel bad? Why? Like he was a violent man, right? Like he was spewing violent rhetoric that was constantly leading people to their demise. And like, I don't feel bad that he was met with violence. Sorry. The game is the game, think about it. You shouldn't have called me a fat ass Kelly Price. Like it's really jarring to me to see people that are like left or liberal or whatever, right? Some people who are not right wingers being like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I can't believe it. It's like, I can't believe you are so desperate to be seen as like some good person. Like you don't seem like a good person to me. To me, you seem like a loser.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, everything she just said. And
yeah,
I've caught myself too. You know, I don't want to be an optically good person at all. In fact, I'm to the point I'm where she's at. I don't care if I'm even perceived as good. These fuckwit evil monsters don't think I'm good. Too bad. Oh, I get it. I know. We're not supposed to speak ill of the dead. It's uncouth, it's crass, it's terrible. Okay. Well, we won't speak ill of the dead. He's dead. Good. Okay.
I have no bones about it.
No bones?
I mean,
not even a single bone?
Nope, not a single bone. I have not a single bone to give. But I might have some daisies.
Hey, I swear. I mean, we have regressed as a people. We really have. We've gotten so soft and disconnected from historical events, and now we're living in historical events.
Yep.
Next.
Boo fucking who? You're crying over a white supremacist. Dean is the white liberal that Malcolm X warned us about. The reason that he can cry over Charlie Kirk is because he's got more in common with the white supremacist Charlie Kirk than he does for the people that he advocates for. I don't understand why the masses is eating it up. This is a white man that's crying over the death of another terrible white man. It shouldn't be lost on you guys either that Dean is crying over Charlie Kirk when Charlie Kirk would never cry if this happened to Dean or anyone else like Dean. Crying over Charlie Kirk was a performance like many of the other things Dean says on his platform. He's one of our biggest performative activists, and yet people are still guzzling that content down. And honestly, let's recontextualize this conversation a little bit. What does a peasant look like crying during the French Revolution when the ruling class is getting executed? Like a complete fucking idiot. That's what they look like. And that's exactly how I feel about anyone on the left that's crying over the death of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk advocated for a society with zero empathy, and this is what it looks like. And honestly, this is exactly why men like Dean should not be leaders here on the left, because they have way more compassion for the people like Charlie Kirk and not nearly enough compassion for the people that Charlie Kirk was hurting.
Exactly. We see ourselves too much in these fascist fuckwits because they look like us and they present a little bit like us. We need to stop that shit. This is what's killing us. Empathy for fashion. By the way, I mean, this takes us all the way back to the Confederacy. When we defeated the Confederacy and Lincoln's Reconstruction program was done away with, Confederate generals and soldiers got veterans pay after the war. Can you believe that shit? Traitors, treasonous scumbags were given pensions. No wonder they didn't take us seriously. No wonder they said the South will rise again. Look, they're not even, they don't seem to take this. This doesn't seem to be bothering them. Well, this is what bullies do. As soon as you back down, they keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and here we are. And we've got people who literally think they're living in the Fourth Reich.
Do you want to know what I thought when I seen the news that he'd been shot and then found out that he had died?
Go ahead.
Doof, doof, doof. Another one bites the dust. That's literally what went through my head. And I will not make no apologies for that.
And it's on the graphic. Yeah.
I had to.
We need to start being hard. We need to start hardening ourselves against these people. We've got to stop empathizing. There is nothing to empathize with them about.
There's not.
These people are so disconnected from reality. They literally think the shooter was somebody like us.
Yeah.
A liberal. I mean, these people are so fucking deranged and out of their mind. They are waiting for an excuse to just go berserk. They want this.
They do.
There is no reasoning. These people did not get to their positions. They did not reach their beliefs through logic and reason. So therefore logic and reason and reasoned arguments are not going to reach them. They're in a new religion. They've sold out to the cult. There's no reaching them. So, fuck them. Next.
Starting to piss me off with this Charlie Kirk shit. When somebody has cancer and they go through chemo and radiation to kill off the cancer in their body and the cancer cells die, we celebrate. They ring the bell. We celebrate the fact that they're in remission. They're cancer free. But now y'all are mourning the loss of one cancer cell. What are y'all going to do when we are in remission? What are y'all going to do when the other cancer cells die? Are y'all going to mourn the fact that we are cancer free? Are y'all going to be sad that the cancer is no longer making the body sick? That the cancer is no longer killing us from the inside out and from the outside in? He was a father. He would have made those children cancer cells. He was a husband. His wife married a cancer cell, which makes her a cancer cell. And the empathy that y'all are extending that he told you was damaging is starting to make me believe that the cancer was so aggressive it is seeping into your minds and rotting y'all out. Are y'all now cancer cells too?
I think
she's not
of
wrong.
all of the videos, that is probably one of my favorite analogies so far that I've heard.
Yeah.
That is, she nailed it, knocked it right out of the park.
She did. She did.
We don't learn.
That was a great analogy.
It's perfect. I mean, my God, I couldn't have done any better. That was very well done. Very well done.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But we're going to stay on the story on Charlie Kirk because we definitely we're going to keep an eye. We're not going to dedicate further shows just on Charlie Kirk. He's not worth our time. But I do want to know where the shooter is, who the shooter is, and what happened and why. I definitely want to know all that. So we're going to keep you informed. But just to give you an idea of what Charlie Kirk believed, basically he wished that gays were stoned to death. And he would have carried it out too. This isn't just some idle threat. He literally got his followers to be violent towards LGBTQ in word and deed. Here it is, Daily Kos. Conservative influence, Charlie Kirk. God's perfect law says gays should be stoned to death. Well, when you worship a Nazi god, you're going to get Nazi beliefs. There you go. There's a theme for my next post. When you worship a Nazi god, you're going to get a Nazi belief, i.e., your Christian belief. He says, I have very, very radical views on this, but I can defend it. And I've thought about it, Kirk said at the American Fest. We made a huge mistake when we passed the Civil Rights Act in the 1960s. So much political violence, so little time. So much political rhetoric, so little attention. I mean, let's listen. Here it is. No, not the video I was hoping for, but yeah, well, at least he got that one right. Yeah, we should release everything that we have. Another thing Charlie Kirk says, I can't stand the word empathy. Actually, I think empathy is a made-up new age term, and it does a lot of damage. You know what? In your case, Charlie, you're correct. We will have no empathy for you because, like you said, it's a new age term. And we're going to respect and honor your wishes in this respect, in this regard. You got it, Charlie. No sympathy for you, no empathy. That's okay. I don't want to read any more of this. I think I've seen enough. Next video. Yeah. This is from Kenny Too Raw Too Real. Favorite of the show?
Look, I'm gonna need a lot of y'all motherfuckers to be fucking for real for a moment. But those who are shaming people for lacking empathy for Charlie Kirk, I'm gonna need y'all to understand that empathy is a two-way street. Even though I express my condolences, even though I wish well wishes to him and his family, that doesn't necessarily mean that everybody's going to be on the same wavelength as me. Y'all have to understand that this same man picked and poked fun at people who were victims of gun violence, children who were murdered in schools, trans people, black people, victims of police brutality. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And you're asking these same victims who were literally being poked and made fun at by Charlie Kirk on a large platform are supposed to somehow just overnight just gain empathy for this man. And it's just interesting to me that the same people that are crying about Charlie Kirk was acting like this yesterday.
A blinder Bob that works no jobs, who hates black kids and call the cops. True religion pants and a salt of a cracker. Black lives don't matter.
You cannot have it both ways, babes. And I'm not telling people what to do or how to feel in this moment. I'm allowing people to be human and go through the emotions. But I do know this. Our current president, who's sitting in office, still perpetuating the same violence that got us to this place. And rather than taking accountability for right-wing violent rhetoric, he wants to blame the left for what happened to Charlie Kirk. Now all of us, including every content creator, even fucking damn political pundits, we all have targets on our backs when we didn't even do shit. And you would think that after losing one of their right-wing warriors, and rather than blaming the left and liberals, they would actually go after the fucking gun lobby. But no, that's not what they're going to do, because conservatives' Achilles heel has always been accountability.
Crab claws of assent. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, empathy is a two-way street. He's correct. And I choose to not have any empathy for the man. If you want to have empathy for him, that's fine. I'm just going to eyeball you sideways and keep it moving. But the moment you come after me for not having empathy, then we've got a problem.
Yep.
You know?
Agreed.
Let's
Everybody is
listen to
entitled.
Yep. Everything that it entails. Indeed.
Yes.
Let's listen to Charlie in his own words.
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public executions on certain people. No, but think about it. I think that, and you guys should laugh, it should be public, it should be quick, it should be televised. By the way, you could fund the government
kids to watch it.
You could have brought to you by Coca-Cola, and no, I'm not kidding.
The timing. I love the timing. It was perfectly stated. The fact that, he wants executions televised in public and fast. His execution met all three. It just wasn't televised with commercials. It was done for free. My God, this is how much this man is hated. Don't shoot the messenger. Sorry.
I just wondered if they're going to stick a Coke advert on the end of it.
Well, he got one just now. Jesus Christ. It's like these people are so dumb and short-sighted. They don't realize that the precedents that they accept and set will reach unto them. They will it's going to reach unto them. They just don't get it. There's a great Thomas Paine quote. I wish I could remember off the top of my head. Thomas Paine, it will reach unto you. Basically, what goes around comes around, but he worded it in such a way it was just beautifully put. It's like, yeah, you want to have a theocracy, you want to set up a fascist dictatorship, you're going to be under it as well. You're not going to be the ruling elite. I'm sorry. Charlie Kirk, maybe, but the people that are following him and crying and, oh, Charlie Kirk. Go ahead.
I found a few quotes. So the first would be, "He that would make his own liberty secure must guard even his enemy from oppression."
To a certain point, I agree. Yes. My enemy, so long as my enemy isn't trying to kill me. Now, Thomas Paine comes from a very privileged, how should I say this? He was considered the elite.
Mm-hmm.
Until he was almost killed in France, but that's another story.
Ooh. There's some really good quotes, so I'm going to bore you and read you a few, okay?
Oh, okay.
So, to argue with a person who has renounced the use of reason is likely demonstrating medicine to the dead.
Administering medicine to the dead. Great quote. Great quote. He's partly the reason why we had a revolution in the first place. I have mixed feelings.
Let's see now. Those who expect to reap the blessings of freedom must, like men, undergo the fatigues of supporting it.
Yeah, I mean, no lie there. That's true.
There's so many.
Yeah, I mean, Thomas Paine would have been considered the Christopher Hitchens of the 1700s. There's no question. He was a very good rhetorician, rhetorical spin belly.
I've just come across something the Republicans are gonna love.
Ooh, please. Last one.
The duty of a true patriot is to protect the government and country. No, let me read that correctly. The duty of a true patriot is to protect his country from its government.
Yes and no. You gotta understand, these founding fathers spoke out of both sides of their mouth. They were okay with speaking against the British government, but when it came to their government, oh, no. We didn't mean us. No.
Do you know, I have such do you know when you have discussions with some of the right over that, they're like, yeah, we won. I'm like, yeah, you did, but all that money you spent on tea, you kind of wasted it by dumping it in the ocean. You didn't prove any point doing that. You just wasted money.
Well, it was the symbol. It was the symbolism.
Symbolic to death.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
I get
we want to thank you.
Gesture.
We want to thank everybody who joined us for this extra long segment. We want to thank you so much for sticking with us and not tuning us out. If you would like to consider us to be your independent media content creators, we would love to have you. We would love to have you support us in that endeavor. So if you could consider Venmo, Cash App, or become a Patreon subscriber, we'd love to have you. And with that said, we thank you so much, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Please like, comment, subscribe, and share.
Yes. And you can find us on all the apps. So you can find us on, well, you found us on YouTube. We're also on TikTok, Bluesky, Discord, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, Kick, Rumble, Twitch, Twitter, and Substack. Who else? Who knows? You'll find us somewhere else. Take care, everybody.